Today is June 30th and it's time for me to do a mid-year check-in. Welcome guys, my name is Patrice, The.Patrice.Denise. I'm over here living a healthy, sustainable life, one day at a time, one step at a time. Thank you for joining this video. So today I'm just going to kind of look at or think it through what I want to continue to do for the rest of this year. Today is June 30th. It is the mid mark of this year and I got to do a self-check. So if you saw the video on yesterday, you know that I went over my lab results. I am on the medication Mounjaro for type 2 diabetes, as well as it helps with weight management. So I want to let you know what my weight is. We'll talk about, where I am at in that journey in a second, but go back and look at the video on yesterday and that will tell you my A1C, as well as break down the lab results from my comprehensive metabolic panel and give you some insight on that, how I'm doing health-wise. But looking at my weight, let's just look at it. I do use the Renfo scale. And why am I telling you this? I'm on a journey. I've been on a journey since December of 2022 with Mounjaro, but now I am just on a journey overall to better myself, to continue to pour into myself, to continue to become the best me that I can be, and taking you guys along for the ride. So I got to tell you what's going on every once in a while, right? Right. So I am going to pull up my Renfo app. So I got the Renfo scale, and this scale transmits to my phone, the app on my phone. They have the scale, they have a blood pressure cuff. Where is it? Oh, yeah, there it goes. Nice little blood pressure cuff as well, upside down. It fits right in this little bag. I use that. They also have measuring tapes. They have other different devices, jump rope as well. It's different devices that they have that you can tap into, but scale. So let's just look at the scale, what's going on with my weight. So the last weight that you saw in my monthly update back at the end of May was I was at 164.2 on May the 28th of this year. The range that I would like to be in for my weight is to be under 165. So when I creep up to 165, I know that I might need to pull back in or just look at some things or analyze and reflect what's going on, what time of the month it may be. I continue to go between 160 to 165, 160 to 165 in between, and I am okay with that range. Like I said, if I go over 165, as I was on May 27th, and then you saw I went right back down on May 28th, I go ahead and say, wait a minute, what's going on? Reflect, and just try to see what I need to tweak. With Mounjaro, I am on 7.5 milligrams. However, I do spread that out to every 14 days. With this, I'm not a doctor, pharmacist, or anyone trying to tell you what to do with your medication and your plan of care. You should always talk with your doctor, your provider, before you change anything in your plan of care. Even if you are making something or doing a change, just be open with your doctor and let them know so that they can continue to steer you in the right direction, or they will know what's going on when you get your labs done. That's what my doctor told me when I told him what I was doing with my medication. So back to my weight. So as you see at the end of May, I was at 164.2. Then we will jump over to June. I don't check my weight every week. I don't check it every day. I check it sporadically. When I say, oh, I feel like checking my weight today, or if it's the end of the month and I'm giving you guys this information, then I'll check it. But other than that, I do not check my weight right now. I am in maintenance of my journey weight-wise, physical-wise, but I am knee-deep in it spiritually, mentally, emotionally, financially, in all those aspects. So right now, I am content where I'm at, so I don't check my weight every week. But like I said, I do spot checks. So like on June the 11th, I checked and I got, my weight was 162.6. So I did go down from the end of May at that point. And then again, another week without checking. And then here, let's see, when is this? That was on June 28th, a few days ago. I was at 165.2. So looking like the end of May there, where I was at 165.2. And it's 0.2 over 165. Am I going to fret? Maybe. But no, I know that I might need to look at some things and say, okay, Patrice, what is going on with your intake, or what is going on with your journey? Are you getting enough water? Are you getting in enough protein? Are you eating too many carbs? What's going on? And then I'll look at that. However, I do not formally track, so I just kind of eyeball it. I know. It is what it is. But then I went on to today. Today I am at 164.4 pounds. This was done this morning at 7:34 this morning. So I am currently at 164.4 pounds. So I'm under I'm under 165, so I'm okay. Will I continue to look at what I eat and practice good healthy habits? Of course. I try to get in at least 2 of these a day, different tumblers, but 2 of these a day. And this is 40 ounces, so that's 80. I try to make sure I exercise. For the month of June, I did do 30 minutes of cardio every single day, including today. So I did 30 days of at least 30 minutes of cardio. And that cardio of choice was either on the treadmill or on the Stairmaster when I went to the gym. If I was home, it would just be a treadmill. And if I was outside, it would be a walk run. So I got that in every day of this past month. I'm so excited about that. So, and that was actually one of my goals for June, was to move 30 minutes per day. And I did that. And another goal for June, I'll just throw this out there, was that I was going to post daily here on YouTube. And I did that. So, and the reason I said post daily was to stay accountable with my 30 minutes of exercise. And that's staying accountable. I want to talk about something here in a second, but just keep that in mind with staying accountable. So let's look at my bingo card. So many of you know that I have this 2025 bingo card, and I made this at the end of 2024, right at the beginning of 2025. And it has 25 different things on it that I want to do throughout 2025. I have it right here on top of my computer for work, so I look at it at least Monday through Friday every day. But I'm looking at this and I'm noticing that I need to heavily, I'm talking to you, Patrice, I need to heavily get back on track with my financial goals. Heavily get back on track with my financial goals. So because right now I'm looking at it, I cannot cross off anything on this bingo card right now for June. Now I did good with my exercise. I did good with completing that, and I did good with posting regularly or every day, like I said, to be accountable. But the things that I put on my bingo card, I didn't do a thing. So there's a lot of books on here that I have not read. I was supposed to be reading. No. I said I was going to take a break from that. I need to be reading Feeding the Soul by Tabitha Brown, or One Day My Soul Just Opened Up, and that's by Ayana Van Zant, right? That's how you say her name? Where is that book at? Because I thought I had it over here. Okay. Yep. Oh, right there. Yeah. Ayana Van Zant. I need to be reading that. There's some workbooks. 1, 2, 3. Okay, let's put this thing in perspective. There is 1, 2, 3 workbooks that I said I was going to get into this. 3 more workbooks that I said I was going to get into. And that's the Elijah workbook, and that's a workbook by Priscilla Shirer. No Other Gods, I believe that's by her too. Encountering God. No Other Gods is by Kelly Mentor, and Encountering God is also by Kelly Mentor. So I need to look into that and find maybe I'll do it. Okay, maybe I'll look later because it's something else I want to do coming up. But I need to get back to those. I need to get back to paying off credit cards. 3 more on here to cross off. And savings. I need to get back into that heavily. And y'all are going to keep me on track, right? Y'all supposed to keep me on track with these financial goals. So I need to get back into that. Now, strength training, I do that. And I do want to still pick a day where I do a self-care day. I do that here and there, but I haven't like said, okay, this is my self-care day. So I need to get back into this. That's what I need to say. I need to get back into this. So we will work on our 2025 bingo card more. So that leads me to what I want to do for July. For July, I was talking to my friends, and then my daughter, she said it this morning too. My oldest daughter, she said it this morning too. I've been talking to my friends about it, and they said that they'll join. And then my oldest daughter, she just happened to come to me. I was taking her somewhere, and she got in the car, and she was like, I want to do the 75 soft challenge. And I was like, confirmation, because I hadn't told her, and I was thinking about doing it. And then I was talking with my girlfriends about it. They said yes. I watched a video by Unglamorous Glow. She's doing the 75 hard. And yes, so it all comes together. So I am going to do the 75 soft challenge in July. Now, I am going on a trip here soon, so it's going to be after that. It's going to be after the trip. Definitely after the trip. But I am going to start that. Now, my version of 75 soft, I want to focus heavily on finances too. So somehow, some way, I am going to incorporate finances into my 75 soft challenge. Maybe once a week I deposit money into my savings, or every day I am looking at something. I don't know yet. I'm still praying over that, but somehow, some way, I'm going to incorporate financial into 75 soft. So 75 soft, basically what we are going to do is there are different categories. And you've heard of 75 hard. That's where I believe you do 2 workouts a day. I think it's 2 45-minute workouts a day. You eat clean, no alcohol. You do a photo every day for progress. You do reading time, like 10 pages of I think a nonfiction book every day. You get in your water. So it's a lot of things. And then with 75, so there's a lot of things with 75 hard. So, but for me, with 75 soft, I'm going to continue my diet. So continue to work on my diet. What I may throw in, 75 soft, no fast food for 75 days. And that's not too hard for me. It's just with the kids. So no fast food for 75 days. I think I'm going to incorporate that. And that's going to help with financial. I think we'll talk about it. I want to do a separate video on 75 soft, but I'm thinking about that. And I'm going to sit down and write out my things for 75 soft, and I'll present it to you, and we'll start. And it'll be in the mid-July that I'll probably start. So for July, I'm going to hold off on having actual, like I had June goals. I'm going to hold off on July goals because I'm going to incorporate 75 soft in those, and then I'm going to present the goals at that time. But I did want to hop on here and give you a check-in of how I did in June. Now, for the remainder of this year, how am I going to continue to do these things that are on my bingo card? How am I going to continue to focus on that vision board that I created in 2025? I think through 75 soft, that will help me to really hone back in. Not to say I got off track, but yes, I got off track. I don't know. June went by so fast. This year is going by so fast. That's what it is. But I need to get back into completing the things that I said I was going to complete. But then I'm like torn because I want to complete those workbooks. But then as I continue to work on myself and continue in this journey, the Lord is depositing in me, and I'm being led to other things. I was going to hold back. But I'm going to show you something that I got. But y'all know I'm into this book right now. This is the devotion that I'm reading right now, Live on Purpose, and it's by Sadie Robertson Huff, and it's a great devotional. It gives you a devotion once a day, and it's really good. You don't have a journal, but it does give you a good scripture and a nice devotion behind it, and then a little prayer at the end. So I am reading that. I'll link this down below. But I know. I was watching this young lady's YouTube video, and she was just speaking to me. She was just speaking to what I need. And I think this is going to help me as well. Fervent. So, this is a book by Priscilla Shirer, and it says it's a woman's battle plan for serious, specific, and strategic prayer. And so, I know I said I wasn't going to buy things, and I was going to read what I have in here, but I think this is going to be the book that I focus on as I'm doing the 75 Soft. And I noticed that, let's see, 75 times, if I do 10 pages a day, I'll be finished with this. So I'm going to read this, and then once I finish this, then wherever God leads me, if it's back to feeding the soul, or if it's one day my soul just opened up, then I'll get into those. But I need this right now. I need this right now, because as I continue to grow, as I continue to work on myself, I know this is war. This is war. This is war. That's the first part of the book says this means war. And you gotta be ready. You gotta be ready. So I'm gonna read this, and we'll go from there. But stay tuned for 75 Soft. I'm gonna, like I said, sit down and write it out and plan it out, and then we'll look at it and we'll come back together. If you want to join me, just know I'm going to be doing it mid-July. If you want to start it another time, you can start yours another time. But I got to get back focused. And I think I said that. Accountability. Yes. So, accountability. Doing these challenges, like the one I did with the 30 minutes of cardio every day, that was inspired by the first lady at my church, as well as Unglamorous Glow. Doing these different challenges helps me to stay accountable to myself in my journey. And so I love a good challenge. And I like a carrot. Y'all know I said that before. I like a carrot dingling over my head, and this keeps me going. I know I have my why, and my why leads back to me just being healthy overall. So I'm not put back into the place that I was at when I was unhealthy, but it also, my why is my family. And so as I continue to put these different challenges in place and motivate them to do these different challenges with me, it will help them as well. So that's why if you're wondering why you always doing these different challenges, that's why, because it just helps me to continue on, and it helps to put these healthy habits at the forefront of my life. So, yep, that is it. That is all. Just wanted to pop in here and go over June and let you know how June went, and we'll continue on. July is very special to me because it's my birthday. So maybe when you're watching this, it will be my birthday, or at least it will have already been passed. But happy birthday! I thank you guys. I love you guys. And I will see you in the next video. And God bless.